Hey, Assalamu alaikum. Let's understand about the memory loss. The meaning of the memory loss is the amnesia. So the memory loss is basically due to a certain type of the neuron which that are present in the subconscious brain, which that store the memory, and in this way will lead to neurodegeneration, the breakdown or basically the damage of the neuron in the subconscious brain. So basically our body contain our brain contain two type of the memory. First memory is the conscious memory, which that store that, for example, involve the learning and the experience, and which that store into the subconscious mind for lifelong. For example, running, walking, and for example singing. So all these things will be stored into the subconscious brain because our conscious brain required more energy for processing, while the subconscious mind store the energy. For example, it will consume less energy as compared to the conscious mind. So I hope you make sense about that. Basically, the subconscious mind involved for the memory loss. In this way, each time you required again learning due to the memory loss. So let's understand about the type of the memory loss. So here is the notes. We will understand through the notes. So short-term memory loss is forgetting the recent events. So it is the short-term memory loss. For example, it will not store into the subconscious brain still, but it will basically processing in the conscious mind, and in this way this is a short-term memory. And this short-term memory basically you will forget every type of things like the for example, you want to eat the food but you will forget. So that is the thing. A long-term memory loss is the forgetting past events. So long-term memory loss means the past events which that, for example, the name of the people whenever he will meet with you. So in this way you will forget. So that is a long-term memory loss. So on the other hand, the working memory loss. So the working memory means the difficulty of the processing and the retaining the new information. So in this way, basically the working memory will be lost. For example, you are working, so your working will be decreased. So causes of the memory loss is the medical condition. So first we will understand, then we will understand the lifestyle factors and the other factor. So the medical condition can be Alzheimer's disease, dementia, and basically the dementia and the traumatic shock, the stroke, the brain tumor, infection, and the neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson, Huntington, and multiple sclerosis. So the lifestyle factor is the aging, sleep deprivation, stress, anxiety, depression, and basically the stress and the substance abuse like the alcohol addiction, nicotine addiction, cocaine, and the cannabinoid addiction. The poor nutrition also involved, and the lack of exercise. Whenever you will not exercise, your blood will not flow easily into the brain because you should give the shock in your body via exercise to provide the all nutrition to your brain for recover and your brain function properly, to provide the oxygen to the brain. Other factors can be a medication like the sedative and antidepressants, while on the other hand the head injury and infections, Lyme disease. We will discuss through handwritten tutorial about the Lyme disease, but currently I am not working on handwritten tutorial, but soon I will make the handwritten tutorial. Vitamin deficiency, especially the B12, vitamin B12, which that also lead to cause memory loss. So the hormonal changes can be lead to menopause for female, and for male the testosterone deficiency will lead to cause infertility, but also it will lead to cause memory loss because the steroid is very important for the production of neurosteroid, and that will lead to whenever it will decline, so the memory loss will occur. Treatment and prevention we will discuss. So the medication for Alzheimer and dementia, cognitive training which that is important, for example training for the learning processes, and occupational therapy, On the other hand, the exercise and balanced diet, which that is also important, sleep, stress management, and the cognitive stimulation. So the cognitive stimulation, the puzzles, learning new skills, and gaming, which that improve the brain nerves, the brain neurons through synaptogenesis and neuroplasticity and the neurogeneration. So I hope you make sense about that. The natural remedy of the memory loss is the ginkgo biloba and omega-3 fatty acid, which that is in part an anti-inflammatory, and in this way the omega-3 fatty acid also build up the plasma membrane of the brain cell, like the neurons and neuroglial cell and the interneuron. The bacopa manure and the acetyl L-carnitine, which that is important natural remedy, as well as the vitamin D. Why vitamin D? Vitamin D is very important, which that also help to deposit the calcium into the neuron, but also vitamin D is important for the nervous system improvement. I hope you make sense about that. So especially if you want to summarize that, so the intermittent fasting and caloric restriction with the exercise as well as the ketogenic diet. Basically the ketogenic diet, exercise, fasting and intermittent fasting basically will reverse this memory loss possibly. But it requires time. So remember that is hard working to reverse that, but it can be reversed if you are not too much aged person. So I hope you make sense about that. If you like my video, please make sure to subscribe, like and share. See you in the next video. For this time, bye. Allah Hafiz.